first. Hey guys, what's up? What's up, everybody? Call me dude. All right, all right, dude. Welcome to the talk today. I train between 5 and 7 days a week. I think next week we're going to do 12.
12 what?
12 workouts next week.
That's too many. We can't even do 6.
Right? Yeah. It's a good question, though. Next week is going to be really fun because next week we have
Yes.
probably, it's kind of funny to think about this, but probably one of the most savage humans on the planet for the period of time he's been here. It's like, I'm sitting here trying to think of people at that level. Like Robbie Robinson is amazing how he trains and works out, how he walks. I love how he walks. You'd have to see how he walks. He's just like, he's a stallion, because a lion walks slow. Robbie walks kind of fast, like a stallion, like boom. But Billy Gunn, I can't think off the top of my head right now of somebody that's that size, in that shape, with that strength, that's that athletic for as long as he has been. And here's a guy that got could have had a scholarship for football, and he got a scholarship for riding bulls. He's like, what? He took that over football. But that's the kind of athlete he was. Just to give you an idea, at 20, at 18, that's what he was. So 17, 18. And now still doing it at 62 and moving like he does. So that's why next week we're doing 12 workouts. Yeah, we'll work out twice a day next week. Yeah, Vince looks great. Another one, man. He just Vince Taylor. It's one of those old school guys that not a lot of people talk about. It's great. He's great. Worked with him a lot in my career. Was with him during my Pinnacle years for a company called Pinnacle. Not my Pinnacle years in sense, but company. Yeah, great guy too. Looks great. Man, he had an incredible arms and forearms. He had a forearm that I remember, his forearm, it would go straight and then just a big mountain climb, like Grand Canyon muscle forearms. It wasn't like the slow kind of grade, bigger. It was crazy. Great arms, great calves. Then you got this stud.
Haha, what's going on?
Hello, we just ordered the Johnny starter kit action figure.
Andreas is like, we need to make these for real. I'm like,
that's how fast they move. There is a place now that makes them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
How fast did AI come out with that? And then people jumped on it, and then a company came right out with, now we can.
quick.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
quick
3D printers, man.
Yeah.
You know?
If you can make guns, you can make superheroes.
I know. It's crazy. It is crazy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I read about the like the different skin patches now that 3D printers can make bioavailable. That's crazy. I mean,
I don't even understand what you just said.
So they're making out of genetic material where they can make the skin, and you can actually apply the skin.
So
It actually heals the wound quicker
Oh, I
than
was
just
thinking it's
regular
like
healing.
a FX kind of special effects kind of thing. But I guess that too.
Super cool. They made a gel that hardens bones that they can infuse now. I mean, I've been reading some crazy stuff. It really sounds scientific and like sci-fi, where it's just crazy out of realm, but it's there for sure.
So Titan's going to join us. We have out of school right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Spring break?
Spring break. I told him to go to Florida, like all of us high school kids did back in the day.
Absolutely.
Right? Get some
Absolutely.
beers, chase some tail, have some fun.
The good old days.
And he's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good, Dad."
I'm gonna sit home, relax. Down in Miami, man, they locked it down for spring break. They put like what was it? Midnight curfews on everything. Stop selling alcohol at a certain time. They do not want spring breakers in Miami. They did everything they possibly could to make sure they detoured everybody to come there.
Wow.
Yeah, they do not want spring breakers there at all. At all. They made it public, like they raised up all the parking to like $100 to like try to just weed people out.
College kid ain't gonna pay for that. High school kid.
Hell no. Come on.
Oh wow.
Ain't like the good old days. I remember back in the day, like when my brother was in high school, and this was in the 90s. At that point, like Daytona was the big one. Everybody went to Daytona. Now nobody goes to Daytona.
The old days. I trained. Didn't go nowhere. I took that week to train harder.
Super fun though. Super fun. So it's been definitely good. So we've got a new therapy that we came out with this week. I don't know if I think I talked to you about it before.
Well,
Sloop 332.
All right, continue, please. Continue.
All right. So Sloop 332 is an ERR. It's an estrogen related receptor that it messes with. And at that point, what does it do? So the big takeaway of it is it revs up the metabolism like you're exercising. It's kind of like MOTS-c, and it starts burning like that. So at that point, your body is tricked to think that, hey, listen, we're actually exercising right now. Metabolism jumps up, starts burning through the calories, and at that point starts leaning out. Super cool. I mean, some other big things to take away from it would be like, there's potential for organ protection with this thing and glucose levels being better. So there are some other benefits for being on Sloop 332, but we started selling this, I think like a couple of weeks ago. And at that point we've got some pretty good feedback from it too, as well.
So this is, wow, that's such a tricky thing, but I'm just sitting here trying to think, what's the downside? Well, the downside is not training. You start getting in shape without training. That would be a no.
I mean, you're never going to gain muscle without training, right?
Right.
I tell everybody this. I'm like, all right, listen, you want to be skinny, you want to be skinny fat, like just don't do any training. You can use the medications. They're going to get you there. They're going to get you down to a certain weight, but that might not be the body that you're looking to get, right? And that's the thing. I tell everybody, I'm like, you're taking some of these meds. Make sure you're doing some weight training. Doing the weight training is going to have you it's going to give you so many more benefits as far as helping the weight loss, having the body look aesthetically more pleasing, and not just some skin throwing on some bones just hanging.
So because I want to definitely say what would be the only thing I can think of that would be negative would be the person that just goes, okay, I'm getting in shape now and I don't want to train. But I think, holy moly, this is really cool if you add it to your training. And
absolutely.
Let's say you're 40 or 50 pounds overweight and you're like, you add good nutrition and training to your regimen. Maybe your T levels are off, and so you fix that. And then at the same time that you tried this, it's like, wow, you're every angle you're hitting something. This is taking you to a whole nother level.
I mean, it's definitely a good one. Like I said, it's an oral therapy too as well. So at that point, somebody can take it and not have to do any more injections. As far as that goes, if they don't like to do injections, this could be another option for them too as well. So super cool. This is definitely a tool to use. It's not something to be like, oh, it's just gonna crutch. It's just gonna get me where I want to go. I mean, I think there will be things in the future that will help with muscle building that the pharmaceutical companies are going to come out with. With the myostatin gene and all that, like, editing that out or whatever they're going to do. I've seen some different drugs they're messing around with and trying to manipulate, but
I would
until
think
then,
first, right? That's going to be just remove that.
if you could come out with that, I mean, think about that. Like,
Do the search on the bulls, the Piedmontese, because they remove it. Isn't that what they're doing?
so they have a mutation. They have a mutation in their genes, and that's why they're like that. And they gain muscle twice as quick as a regular cattle or bull. So it's super cool. I mean, every time I pull this out, I tell somebody about it. I pull up the picture of the cows and the cattle, and you show them like, oh my God, like, wow, like, what do they do to this thing, right? And then you start talking about, this gene mutation that they have, and it has to do with myostatin. And at that point, like, if we can, and we've been messing with it. I mean, obviously there's been a lot of studies done on myostatin. So, as far as being able to, for human use, this would be super cool. I mean,
the Piedmontese, I sent you steak. I think it was last year, Christmas or the year before.
Yeah.
And all that steak is from Piedmontese. And that's their go-tos. That's the bulls the cows they use. And went out to the farm here where was that? Was that Kansas City? Where was it? Nebraska. It was Nebraska. I was on the stadium. Lincoln. And man, cool to see that stuff.
Hell yeah.
But I have seen a human with it. Back in Washington State, when I was growing up as a teenager, there was a competitive bodybuilder that had that.
He had a mutation with myostatin?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can do a search online to see humans born with that. And she was 1920 female, a track star, and just ridiculous. And she just walks into the show and competes. Now, again, that's 80s. And so I don't know how healthy, because they're so lean, and it's amazing. It's wild thing. But yeah, do a search on humans that have that. I don't think many. How many humans have ever been? What do you find?
Can't be too many.
Yeah. Phil Heath.
I'll have to look at that for human wise.
Why does the cow have it? Why is it just, do other animals? What are you finding?
There's no 1 in every 4 million people.
1 in 4 million people.
Wow. That's superhero.
Which is more than I thought it would be.
Yeah. That's
because you got close to 400 million here. So that's wild.
Yeah.
I saw a kid have that. Remember the little kid that walked around? He was like 3 or 4 years old, traps up to his ears, and it was like, wow. That is more than I thought, though.
Wow. So somebody on here said Eddie Hall has that.
There's a dog breed with it.
Oh my gosh, the dog breed that has it. That's
really
wild. What's the dog called?
A bully whippet.
A bully whippet.
A bully whippet.
Look at that.
Wow, look at the muscle on that thing.
That's just, it's like Mr. Olympia walking around in a dog.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Just stacked and jacked, man. Stacked and jacked.
Just a different level.
Soon.
All right.
We will be having that soon.
So we have that. And is there a special going on Titan Medical this week?
Sure. So the new special on Sloop 332.
Oh, that is the special.
Yep. Yeah, that's the therapy of the week. You get $25 off, mentioning #TightenUp, or if you've seen it on the Michael Hearn show with me. And at that point, it's super easy to get. There's no blood work that's needed. You fill out the new patient paperwork. You'll see our medical provider, whether you're in the state of Florida or not. So we service the whole United States, so everybody understands that. So wherever you guys are at, we can help service you. So you don't have to be here in Florida. We can send you into a lab anywhere where you're at. If you need blood, for something like this, you don't even need that. You fill out the new patient paperwork, you see the medical provider via telemedicine, via video chat, and at that point, you're good to go. Super simple, super easy. And this is great to stack on a number of other different therapies too, as well. So maybe you're on a GLP-1, maybe you're on ECAs, whatever it is, even Hercules Potion matching up with this. If you're going to train real hard, that's going to be a winner too, as well. So, if you're looking, for some different help as far as for revving that metabolism up, burning some fat, this is definitely going to be a good therapy for you for sure.
I guess this would be great for anybody out there that's pushing their training to another level. Would this help somebody get in contest shape? Have you tried this with some people out there at Titan Medical?
So I've tried it with some obviously Titan Medical Center patients. I'm on it right now currently. And then, as far as competitor wise, I haven't put a competitor on stage that's taken this, to be totally honest with you guys. But I think that's going to be coming here the next couple of months. I've got a couple of competitors that are on it now, and they're getting ready for some different shows that are coming up. So I'll have more information about that in the next couple of months. Tampa Pro's coming, Hurricane Pro's coming, Olympia's coming. So we've got some different things before that I want to see some results from this.
So one of the big things that I know that, and I hate going down this road, but the competitor field, the bodybuilding world, physique, whatever. I know that those guys, they like to go into this harder stuff, like Winstrol. Yeah. The side effects of Winstrol is something that I think is absolutely. You mess up the one thing that's the greatest thing on you, and that's your ligaments by doing that.
Yeah.
And so this seems like it'd be an intelligent thing for if they're gonna do that. Again,
sure.
Try to protect the best you possibly can. I think is a great thing that Titan Medical does. It's like you don't need to do all the crazy stuff. So this might be something smart for those guys that are going, hey, I'm going to do a show. I don't want to do the Winstrol. Maybe this is something I can try to get leaner.
Right. I mean, it definitely is. Like when we talk about like Winstrol, Stanozol, I mean, it's been used for a long time. A lot of people use it. I mean, listen, if you're taking oral, you're putting damage on the liver and kidneys, right? Those are going through there. You're definitely going to put some toxicity in there. And then you're drying out your ligaments, your soft connective tissue, and this can cause damage. So this is definitely a more healthier way to get leaner than Winstrol would be, and Winstrol is another anabolic too. So at that point, you're adding another thing in the mix that could possibly harm you. If you're adding a lot of different things in, you got all those different things going against you. At that point, you want to be as healthy as you possibly can, whether you're going on stage, you're going for a photo shoot, or you're getting up to go to work. Either way, right? Any of those different ways, you want to be the healthiest you possibly can. And when there's things like this, you can utilize them. Winstrol and all those different anabolics, some of those have been around for a long, long time. And they were a go-to for a lot of different people. And they've just stuck around. Yeah. Well, now there's new big bad boys on the block, a lot healthier. There's more clinical research on some of these different things. So at that point, I think people can adapt to the new times and utilize the new tools to get better results and to be healthier.
Well, I know that you and I talked this week. I know we're going to jump subjects for a second here.
Sure.
I got to spend some incredible time with some incredible pros this weekend up in Northern California. And we got into some discussions about Magazine Dreams, the movie that's out right now.
Yep.
Now, you've seen it a couple times. And I understand that some people in the health and fitness world are not happy with how it portrays bodybuilding or the health and fitness world. For me, that's reality.
Right.
It is a very selfish, hardcore, 24/7 endeavor.
Absolutely.
And there's some bad sides to it.
Sure.
The destruction to the body, the distance you create with you and your friends and family.
Of course.
But at the end of the movie, to me, there was a moment where I loved it because if an individual can be to the best of their ability, we always want to be the very best in the world, but at the same time, if you can be your goal and creating a better you, I think that's what Titan Medical is trying to help people do without the side effects and without hurting
Absolutely.
individuals. And so that's what I think the movie has to do with, and I think it correlates with what Titan Medical stands for.
Sure.
What's your take?
I mean, I definitely agree with you. And, I mean, obviously looking at both sides of it, playing devil's advocate, looking at both sides, it showed a lot of truth, whether the people in the fitness and health world want to, believe it or not, or agree with it or not agree with it. I mean, that's what happens. There's a lot of people out there. They'll do anything they got to do to get it. They're training, 24/7, they're eating 24/7, they're blocking out everything else they possibly can. They're taking the drugs too. Let's not candy coat it, right? Let's not say just like before, oh, we're not taking anything. Like, come on, man. Like, that's what's going on, right? Well, let's not lie about things. And a lot of those guys are the exact same person that Jonathan Majors was when he's seen the doctor. And when that doctor told him what was going on, it's the exact same response that you would probably get from a hardcore competitor. There's some competitors that would probably be smart about it and be like, hey, listen, I don't want to ruin the movie for people who haven't seen it, but they probably, would look at it and be like, hey, listen, let me think about this. But there's other guys, hey, listen, I'm stomping on the gas even harder now, right? I want to get this. I want to be able to come Mr. Olympia, whatever it is. I mean, there's just I think that mental health played a big thing in this too as well. I think that the movie was about mental health to a certain degree. And, people are going through certain things and you have no idea what certain people are going through. And at that point, seeing that aspect of things. So, I think that there's a lot to take away from it. As far as, if you are a competitor and you disagree with what the movie stood for, then you should be the shining example of what to do or what not to do, I guess, in that situation, right? So getting blood work, following the provider, the medical provider, not the coach or not what you've read online or not what you think. It should be what the medical provider is talking to you about. And having a medical provider that's going to be there for you too. Like in the movie, obviously, he went to go see a medical provider. The medical provider's like, hey, stop steroids, right? Stop steroids. You just got to stop them. We're going to do this other stuff, and that's it. So, being more compassionate. That's what our providers do. And having somebody that's more compassionate and not, not condone, but not judge either, and be able to help the person through whatever they're going through. So if they are on a regimen, and there's a lot of guys that I know that are just regular guys, they just want to be healthy. They go to the gym. They feel a little low. They look at a guy that one of their friends, they're like, oh man, like, how are you in this amazing shape? Like, I'm busting ass, 10 times as hard as you are. And they're like, well, this is what you need, bro. Like, take this. And they don't even think twice about it. At that point they start taking it. I've had people like that and, them do a blood test with us afterwards and find out like they're in stage 3 chronic kidney disease. I'm like, dude, like, you do not need to be taking some of these different things. They're just beating up the kidneys even more. So I think the main thing, one thing I would say, take away from the movie, go see a medical provider, listen to a medical provider that you trust, that's going to help you get healthy and help you get the result. And that's what Titan Medical is here for. We're not going to like.
How would that work? So if somebody out there right now wants to talk to somebody and so they got the phone number right here in front of us, they can give a call over there. And then can you kind of just give us a rundown on the protocols on how this does? You sign up. What's the paperwork? What's the phone call? What's
super simple? All you got to do is contact us. You could call or text the line. Doesn't matter. If it's something that we might need blood work on, or, that you're having some issues with, we'd say, listen, let's get you scheduled for a blood test. We get some basic demographics from you, your name, your email address, phone number. We collect the payment. So with the Michael Hearn discount, it goes from $200 to $150 for guys and from $300 to $225 for females. Full in-depth blood work. After that, we're going to be
don't have to be for the blood work.
Yeah.
They could be in their city. They're not going anywhere outside of that. They're not flying
Anywhere.
to Florida.
Yeah, nationwide. So wherever you guys are located, we can set you up with a blood test nearest, closest to you. After that, you felt the new patient paperwork. That'd be like your family history, your health history, your symptoms, what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve. And then we get you scheduled for your consultation with a medical provider, which you don't have to be here in person. You can do through telemedicine, and you'll be able to see that provider, go through your blood work in depth, go through your new patient paperwork in depth, and find what a personalized regimen would be for you from the medical provider. If it wasn't something that required blood work, like Sloop 332 or a number of our different other therapies, all you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. You would see our medical provider, and at that point, you'd be able to order your personalized regimen of what they recommend. If you have any questions about some of the different therapies and they don't bring them up, ask them, and they'll be happy to go over those therapies with you too as well.
And then you can also, you got an email that goes out frequently, and it gives you kind of updates on things like as basic as a multivitamin, vitamin B shots, L-carnitine, which I do.
It's a good one.
And then amino acids, peptides, and another level.
Libido enhancers. I mean, everything that's gonna make you feel good, look good, and perform better, guys. We can provide that to you. So, whatever you're trying to do, whatever the problem is, we can help you fix the problem, get you optimal, get you feeling good, looking good, performing your best, and you can utilize it however you want to. Right? If you want to get on stage, that's great. If you just want to have a great life and you feel good, feel healthy, exercise, then you're good to go there too as well.
So would that mean also for the person that is 35 and their T level's not where it should be, you can actually not just make them that 20-year-old kid again, but you can enhance them or optimize their health to where they're moving better.
Absolutely.
Their T levels are back to what they can be, or even a little above, to where they're really that 20-year-old again.
For sure.
Winning at life and feeling good.
Yep.
Because it's the one go around, fellas. And then
absolutely.
Ladies, we got the one go around. So
that's it.
I would assume, and I was talking about Billy Gunn earlier today. What was that?
Somebody said, well, if we're all going to die, what's the point?
That was a question. Post that. That's awesome. Look at the mindset on that.
Mike, we're going to die. Why try so hard? Because you're still here.
Awesome. I love that. That is a majority of society's view. It's like, great for you, man. I'm glad you're phoning it in. I got one go around. I'm pushing this thing to the limit. I'm living it.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought pattern to the guy that goes, why train? Why look good? It's like, I freaking love my life. I love what I get to do with this. I think it's one of the Romans talked about. It's a shame that a man never gets to see his potential on his physical capability. And it's like, wow. It's like, this is somebody from hundreds of years.
I just did a video on that yesterday.
Talk to me. Tell me more.
I did a voiceover yesterday with Andreas. I'll show it to you. And it was like, have you ever reached your true health potential? Do you know what that looks like? Do you know what you would look like if you reached that potential?
Yeah.
Have you ever been there? Have you ever challenged yourself to be at that level? And a lot of people haven't, like you said. A lot of people never challenge themselves to be like that. And if you have the thinking we're all going to die, well, yeah, we're definitely all going to die. But it's what you do in that interim that sets it apart from everybody else. There's a lot of people that have died that have been legendary or iconic that are still around. AKA Babe Ruth is one of them, right? If you talk about baseball, you talk about Babe Ruth. Why? Because he did something amazing while he was here.
And he enjoyed it too, though. I like that he enjoyed it like he did.
So I mean, there's certain things like that. So I mean, you might as well, like you said, you're just giving up at that point. So I might just go live in a hole until I pass away at that point. Because I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try to do anything. I'm not going to try to get my body in shape. I'm not going to try to excel in my business.
You're gonna find that
You
one
know, I'm not going to
first.
try to take care of my family. Like, why even try? Then
There's
you
two
just give
quotes that I think are amazing.
Yeah, the one about seeing what your body's capable of.
Yeah.
It's a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Socrates.
Socrates. Okay. All right. So did you hear that?
No, what do you say?
Okay. Hold on.
I'll just turn the mic.
Just turn the mic. Okay. Go for it.
It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Socrates.
Love it.
Find one more.
Greeks, baby, coming at you.
And it's something about some people. I don't. What's it? I guess the premise is like this guy that they're already dead. They never really truly lived. You don't need to find it, but it's just the point of view of, man, we got one go around and you're not going to give it everything you got. That's, but again, that's just a mindset. Like Mona says,
Isaac, you need to get your testosterone checked, dude.
yeah,
Any
that-
alpha
that might-
male, betas think like this. I'm just being honest with you. They're lay down. That's what happens. When you have low testosterone, it's a fact. You're going to be a lay down.
Wow. Wow.
Straight up.
That was a sign that we didn't even see right there. That's a good point. It's the guy that has
Seriously.
the low libido, doesn't even I don't need sex. I'm good. It's like, well,
They're unmotivated. They
Yeah.
don't have that I mean, they're not like, you get it. It's proven, guys. It's a fact. So at that point, like, if you're feeling, and a lot of people might not even know I have low testosterone. I know Mike was like, hey, listen, a 35-year-old comes to you because he has low testosterone. A lot of those guys don't even know because they don't get it checked. That's the whole point. You should get things checked so you do know, because otherwise you're chalking it up to something else. Oh, I feel tired because I didn't get enough sleep last night, or my recovery sucks because I'm not taking my BCAAs, or whatever it is. You're making some sort of excuse because, listen, you're not getting the result, or you're not feeling the way that you should feel. So you rationalize it in one way or the other, instead of like knowing for a fact, like, this is what the problem is. I fixed the problem and now I'm moving on. So, don't mask things with bandages, bleeding wounds per se, with a bandage. Get to the real problem, fix the bleeding wound, stitch it up if you need to, and then move on.
yeah. And then just for anybody that's here that thinks like the last guy, Isaac, is like, if it doesn't intrigue you and life is not motivation enough to win or attempt to win at life, then we can't help you. And I think that's one of the main questions I get is, what keeps you motivated? It's like, I'm alive. What keeps me motivated? It's as simple as that.
That's one thing.
If you're not
you know?
waking up and going, dude, I got another day here. Let's party. Let's have fun.
See, like,
Let's do this.
I obviously I could see this, with somebody that's got, an exuberant amount of money. I just seen some guy, a rich exec, just sold his company for $897 million, right? And he's sitting around for like 2 months. And he's like, my life has no purpose. I have all the money in the world. I don't need anything else. And at that point, like, you can still be motivated to do other things, even if you're in that spot. But a lot of people are not in that spot. So you got to be motivated. If you're not motivated, then at that point, you're not wanting to improve on anything in your life. Your job, your relationship, it's just blah at that point. Like, it is what it is. And you're just flowing, just going with the waves. And that's it, man. I don't want to be like that.
I said something to Mona the other day, and it could have been, I might have been just really, really tired from the expos and the trips and all this stuff. And I said, yeah, we should probably, think about getting out of LA, and everything good. Okay. What? Gardner? Okay. Thanks, Dora. And I said something like, we should get out and, kind of pull back. She looked at me and goes, you're just tired from the trip and all that stuff. We ain't, you and I ain't slowing down. The two things we like to do is work and work out. So chill.
Yeah.
Next day I wake up and I'm like, wow, what was that? What was that little beta guy last night?
I mean, but, you know, that's what I'm saying. You're not like that. You're never going to be like that. Either am I, right? That doesn't mean that you can't slow down a little bit in some ways, but you're still going, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be like us, like, all right, we're going to take a trip for like a week or two, whatever it is. We're still going to work on that trip, but we're still going to have a good time on the trip too, as well, if that makes any sense.
It does to
So,
me.
yeah, I mean, you just gotta be able to balance it, I guess, at that point. But we're still motivated, still driven. I don't care, you know, how much money or whatever it is. I'm still gonna be driven to do what I want to do. At that point, I ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Jeffrey, give us some good questions if we got some here.
I've been hearing about BPC 157. Can that help with a reoccurring labrum issue? Absolutely, guys. For healing peptides, BPC 157, Penedeca arginate is what you see on the bottle when you get it from us, and TB 500 are going to be your best go-to for healing peptides. So if you're having reoccurring labrum issues, that's in the shoulder. If you have knee issues, any kind of joint, ligament, tendon, muscle issues, acute or chronic, this is going to be a game changer for you guys. A game changer. I mean, I don't know how many times this has helped me in the last 8 or 9 years. And I can tell you from what I've seen in a number of different patients, in a number of different, whether they're accidents or at that point injuries that they've had, just be able to recover faster than they would without it. So that it's just been a game changer, and pain go away, especially if somebody has had chronic pain. If you can get that pain away, that's everything to them. I mean, because it's constant. Acute pain is one thing. You have an acute injury, all right, cool. You got to wait for it to, you know, to heal and get over it, and hopefully you'll be back like you were before. But if you can heal faster with that acute injury too, as well, it's going to be a lot better. You're going to be able to get back to the gym faster. So, you know, that's definitely the way to go. I use BBC and TB500 still to this day, every single day. And at that point, if you're having these issues, it's going to definitely help you and be a game changer for you.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to get this one up here real quick.
What keeps you going?
Johnny, what keeps you going, man?
What keeps me going is my family. That's the main thing that keeps me going. So I want to be better, do better. I want to be the best I can possibly be. So my drive is my family, taking care of my family, taking care of myself. If I can take care of my family, I guess family, friends, myself. So at that point, if I can do that, that's what keeps me going. Every single day I wake up, I'm like, how am I going to accomplish this today? Like, what am I going to do to grow Titan, to make my family better off, to help myself get healthier? Those are the three things that drive me every single day.
For me, I'm here and I can still do that. I'm gonna tussle. I can still get in the ring. I'm gonna keep doing it.
There you go. It's good though. Rep range to increase bench press strength. Please help. So the rep range to increase bench press strength.
Yeah, you just go basic power bodybuilding program. You know, you're working with your 5 to 7 sets. You're working from your 2 to 3 ranges on reps, and you just follow the pyramid as you go through the program. Just basic, old school Russian strength gain philosophy. What about you, Johnny? What do you think?
For me, rep range. I mean, listen, usually I would say like, you know, between 5 to 7 reps. Usually it's 4 to 6, 5 to 7, you know, in between there. And at that point, you know, being able to put up that weight, right, and increasing that weight. It's all about progressive loading, and at that point, pyramiding up. So, you know, that's the only way you're going to get stronger. You got to lift heavier to get stronger, and that could be 5 pounds extra, right? It doesn't have to be like I'm going
Usually
up 25 pounds,
right?
45 pounds. Just add the extra 5 on the side. Go up 5 pounds each week. I mean, you know, and you'll be doing great. I mean, even on bench, you know, to get your bench press up. Another good thing to do would be push-ups. You know, some people say no. I'm telling you guys, bench press has definitely helped me. Push-ups has definitely helped me increase my bench press. You know, and changing it up too as well. So going to the bar, using the bar, and then, you know, the next day I would use dumbbells, right? So I would train chest 2 times a week. That's how I am. I believe, like, you know, my body parts in, fit day would be touch up. Or would I need to work on extra? And at that point, I would go in, I would do bench for sure on my chest. So if I did bench press earlier in that week, let's say on a Monday, like I did, then I'll go in at the end of the week and I'll use dumbbells and I'll utilize that. Also utilize machines too as well. I think it's a good thing to be able to utilize some of the machines and then obviously free weights. I'm a big free weight guy, but you can isolate some of the muscles with machines. So I think that they have some sort of place too as well. All right. Hey, Mike, my daughter is 4 and it seems like she really enjoys physical activity. What age should she start weight training? Thanks. So I know you're a little bit different as far as this goes because you had Titan doing some different things with bamboo and stuff like that when he was 5, right? So at this point, like I never had Peter doing any like weight training at 4 or 5 years old. I think at that point, more eye-hand coordination, more games and stuff like that. That's kind of what it was. And I think getting into physical activity is more fun driven. And at that point, like at that early age, playing games with them, I think would be the best thing, right? Like trying to think some of the games you could play. Like if you went outside and you played kickball with your kid, it's a good one. If you get some of the kids involved too as well. I'm serious. Like some of these different things, like, you know,
play
people
some
don't do
dodgeball
like,
and soak them.
you know, like even jump rope.
Yeah.
Right. Get your kid to start doing some jump rope. Now it might be hard for them at 4 years old to jump rope. You know, when they start getting a little bit older, they'll start coming around. But just some of these different things, easy things that they'll like. I mean, even girls like hula hooping was one. I mean, they can get some coordination there and do some things. I don't know how much exercise they're going to get out of that, but you know, I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Mike, as far as a 4-year-old goes?
Yeah, I think, you know, the active stuff is great. I would make sure that she's learning how to contract muscles. I'd get her into wrestling. I was absolutely blown away. There's a mother that goes to wrestling. She has 5 girls. And yesterday, one of the girls was just tossing Titan around. And
really?
I thought it was awesome.
He was
also,
letting her do that.
No, not in any world. These girls and the mother brings, she has 5 kids, all girls. And the youngest is too young for wrestling. I think it's a year and a half, 2 years old. But Titan was, and which 2 things I loved. I loved watching the girl. Titan wrestled better with her because she's an advanced wrestler. But also just the concept that girls at this level was tossing Titan around, and I just thought that was amazing to see. So I try to get her into wrestling, self-confidence, body awareness, and helping build muscle at this stage. And she's 4, so it's a great age to start doing it. Look at this supermodel.
Look what I got.
Wow.
Hey.
Now we're going to get some followers on here. This is great.
Oh, man.
Look at those shoulders. Holy shnikes.
You making me sit.
I get a chair.
Oh, I've been called out.
Yeah, look at you. Look at you. You look too good.
I'm trying to get muscle like you.
Yeah, right? That's the goal.
I'm trying to get muscles like this guy here.
Renee, tell everybody about yourself, superstar.
Oh, God, you put me on the spot, Mike. Well, hi. I'm Renee Michelle. I'm also a professional wrestler, a government contractor.
Uh-oh.
I do stuff with John.
Higher.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
You're good.
So
You're
we got
telling
Renee Michelle here. Renee Michelle has been here helping us shoot some awesome content. She's a professional wrestler, government contractor, and pure badass. Right?
This is great too. This kind of bounces off this guy's question about his daughter, and I said, you know, she's 4, going to be 5. I said wrestling, and then suddenly this superhero walks in, and she's out there. She's been in the mix of it, which I appreciate and respect at the highest level too. So that's another one. Ryan, thanks for asking your question. And this is someone that you want that little one to follow and follow the footsteps of.
Yeah. I also grew up doing martial arts as well.
So that's a good one. I think honestly, 4, I think get him into martial arts.
Yeah.
I think that would be really good. Stretching, discipline. I think these are some of the things that you want to wire your kid with immediately when they're young. I think that's great. Even organized sports, you could probably get into like soccer or something like that where they're running around. Even playing basketball. I mean, 4 is a little young. I think when you start getting to like 5 or 6, then they can start playing those organized sports too as well, which I think are great.
I agree. I think martial arts is essential.
Yeah.
And again, for not just the little boys, but especially for the little girls, to get them in there and to get those disciplines starting to go. And like I said yesterday, the Titan was get his ass kicked by a girl, and I thought it was hilarious. So it gave me something to tease him about as well.
There you go.
So
there you go. Bust out those videos when he's older. You remember that time that girl kicked your ass?
Yeah.
Like, Dad, put that away.
So what do you guys got going on?
Oh, it is for sure.
Are you guys still shooting content over there? And what are you working on?
Oh,
Renee, what are you working on next?
Well, I did like a bikini shot. I did a shot on a motorcycle.
Yeah, put on
Wood.
Ducati. My buddy from Tampa, Ducati, brought Ducati down, left it in my lobby for the last 2 weeks. I told him I was going to shoot some content with it. So put Renee in a red Titan bathing suit on a red Ducati and took some phenomenal shots, right? And then obviously I had to get on this live. So I think Andreas took her upstairs. She got in a black bikini, took some awesome shots up there. And then the pool shots. Did they come out good?
Awesome. I didn't want to get out.
What other content you guys shoot?
Oh gosh, the body piece.
Okay.
The body piece, the long sleeve over the shoulder. Body
How'd that
piece.
look?
Actually, it looked pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And did some running around, Titan Medical.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So we got some custom stuff too that we had her get into. We have all different types of designs. So at that point, like when somebody comes down like this, I'm like, let's bust out some of this different exclusive Titan stuff that we just made for like shows and stuff like that, and be able to put it on her and get some shots in.
Do you mind, Renee, me asking you? I know that you're working with Titan Medical,
Yes.
and you work out and you competed for, I think, the first time over the last year. Is that right?
Yeah. Last year in November.
And if I'm correct, you're 23?
I wish I was. No, I'll be 39 in August.
Wow.
So I think this
Kills
kind of
it.
goes back to everybody that's here that asks, can I get in shape at 25, 35? You have someone here that's amazing looking. That's, again, going to be 39 here in a moment. And so, again, what Titan Medical and health and fitness and eating right can do.
Yeah, it's key. It's definitely key. And that's what we're all about, longevity, right? And being at optimal levels, performing at optimal. And that's exactly what Renee, she puts that out there, man, 100%. So it's going to be exciting. I got to see her in the ring, though. Are you gonna wrestle again? Or is that done?
No.
You going to wrestle again?
I'm going to wrestle again.
Uh-oh.
I'll send you where I'm going to wrestle at. It's going to be local. So
If it's going to be local, I'm going to try to get out there and see
yeah,
a
I know.
wrestling match.
I know Thursday I have to fly out to
Sure, of course.
Vegas because it's
Okay.
WrestleMania and WrestleCon, so I have to do signings Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll be out on WrestleCon.
So it'll be good. So Las Vegas, WrestleMania, WrestleCon's going on. Renee will be out there. Come get an autograph from her too as well. My big dude, Thaddeus Bullard, Titus O'Neil will be out there too. And I got a couple other friends that are in the wrestling industry. They'll be I think they'll be in the main event. And a couple other guys they're wrestling too. So should be good. Should definitely be good. Yeah, definitely.
Let me ask you a question that John and I got asked earlier is what keeps you, or what, I guess, gets you or keeps you
What
motivated?
keeps you motivated?
Motivated?
Yeah, what keeps you motivated?
Ooh,
It's a good question, right?
that is a really
It
good
is.
question. You
It
got
is.
me.
I
You got
know.
me right there. I would say, well, definitely my mother for sure.
It's family, right?
Family. Like my mother,
That
she's
was
such a
mine.
hardworking woman, so it's like I aspire to be just as hardworking as her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
What do you think about if we're all going to die, what's the point of pushing it and exercising and eating like you do?
oh well, I'm a foodie. I love food, but I try to behave too. It's very important, especially I always feel like if you look good, you feel good. So, and my phone is going off.
Agreed. It's all right. Brian got it.
Thank you.
Okay, that was a couple of the questions. Let me see if there's another one right here for all of us. High intense training workouts twice a week. What are you guys thinking?
So do you think training high intensity workouts twice a week, spending the least amount of time in the gym is better, or is over an hour better? All right. So it shouldn't be worth it. You're thinking of time now. We're getting away from what you should be doing. It's intensity. You should be going in there. If you have 30 minutes of high intensity, like you're in it, it's going to be better than you going in for an hour and not having the intensity and just going through the motions, right? Per se. You're not really doing it. You don't really have a goal when you're going in there. Like when I go into the gym, especially now, right? I only have so much time to do it. And at that point, I'm like, I'm giving 110% when I go in there. I'm going to bust ass in the gym while I'm there. What up, Titan?
Titan. Hey, honey.
How about you? 4
You
or
see
5
that?
times intensity?
Yeah, well, the first way,
What do you think?
if you press the next first step, you're emulated.
Emulated. Wow. All right. Well, he's doing some Nietzsche stuff. He's going deep on us here. Yeah, I think Johnny's right here. I agree that it's you getting in the gym, train. It's what you like to do. Again, I think all training methods work for a period of time. You just got to be smart enough to know that you're getting there, stimulating the body enough to get better, and then get out. Renee, what's your thoughts?
Oh, high intensity workout twice a week, spend at least time in the gym. I prefer being in the gym is my therapy. So
Me too.
that's like my way to like get away from the whole world.
Yeah.
So I like to do at least 5 times a week.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'm a psychopath that way.
You know, I just read a study,
Talking about.
and the study said this: usually between a set, right? It was like 60 to 90 seconds you're supposed to have rest, right? So the muscle can recover and then you can have a good set. They just have new studies now that says you should wait 3 minutes in between sets. And there's I think it was like a 91% growth in muscle for people that did that compared to the minute and a half. I don't know how true it is. I mean, right? There's a lot of
it's
studies
true,
that say a
but
lot of different things.
We've known this for a long time, and it takes the science and the science people decades to catch up with us.
They're catching up.
This world, yeah. It's the basic stuff that we talk about. When I squat, I'll take up to 5 minutes between my heavy sets, and there's no rush. You're still trying to get the very best set. If the set before hurts your next set, you're going too fast. And I even put this up the other day, said the guys that are bouncing around between 3 or 4 exercises, I fully understand the mental. The mental makes, I'm a badass. I'm doing 3 exercises, no rest. Look at me sweat. And it's like, great. You're not getting the benefit of weightlifting, and you're just destroying the body, and you're not going to recover from that. So,
Well, I mean, do you think on this like a superset type ordeal where they keep the heart rate up? That's the only benefit I could see to something like that. Let's say you're doing a superset, you're in between, you're still, I guess in between the supersets, you're still going to give yourself a couple minutes of rest. But a superset, like when you're doing, let's say you're doing biceps and you're going to triceps, right? You're kind of keeping the heart rate up. So if you want to burn fat to a certain degree, but that doesn't mean you're going to gain as much muscle. I think it's a trade-off to a certain extent, but you know, I think for some people that might help them in certain situations, but I think obviously the rest in between the sets is going to be the most beneficial. And like you said, if you do a set and at that point, like your next set's hurt, so you can't do as many as you did the last set, right? Then there's a problem. You should always be able to do more, I think, or just about the same, or maybe a little less, I guess, if the weight goes higher.
as long as they're having fun, I guess, at the end of the day. But yeah, we're hitting it out of the park on this. Weightlifting should be the stress to the body. You're burning calories, and muscle breakdown is going to help you burn calories after you leave the gym.
For sure.
So again, you being at your office, your heart rate's already up being around pretty girls like this. So that kind of helps as well. So that's a give. So
Oh man, how can I get rid of side belly? All right, side belly. So testosterone. Testosterone's a really good one. Targets visceral belly fat. It's the only drug I know that does that. Otherwise, you're gonna have to lose weight, and it's gonna come from all around the body. There's not no site specific unless you're gonna go get liposuction, which is gonna target an area of fat and be able to pull it out. So getting rid of side belly, there's no getting rid of side belly unless you use testosterone. If you're getting rid of side belly, you're gonna get rid of all the belly at that point because you're gonna lose weight. And losing weight is gonna be throughout the body, not just in one targeted area.
I'm not saying nothing to that one.
Do you got any good tips? You want to do oblique training?
There's no side belly. You're losing fat from everywhere. So you can't
Losing
spot
fat from everywhere.
It's a cool concept. I want to spot reduce. All right. Good luck with that. Renee,
Like,
anything?
Oh God, you gotta put me on the spot. Why you gotta put me on the
Well,
spot?
what do you-
like that?
Come on now.
I mean, what would you say?
Side chick.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
There's no wrong answer.
I mean, cardio. You
Cardio,
know,
right?
cardio.
She's right.
Figure out what you're eating that might be bloating you.
Weight training,
Yeah.
some cardio, changing your nutrition so it's actually healthy. You're hitting your macros, maybe going to deficit.
Yeah. High incline.
know?
High incline cardio.
There's a couple different ways.
Yeah.
But I listen, obviously I think nutrition is one point.
Yeah.
The other part of it's going to be weight training and some cardio if you really want to trim down. I'm saying this where I haven't done cardio in years. I'm thinking about starting though, because I really want to shred up. I'm thinking about getting a little bit of cardio, maybe once or twice a week. Just to,
Settle down,
really,
Johnny. Johnny, settle down.
Twice-
You're already
twice a week.
pretty ripped, buddy.
I don't ever do cardio. I haven't done cardio in years. The only cardio I do is in the bedroom. That's it. I promise you. That's it. Now, look, have I tested
But
this
that's
out?
that's
like,
hit cardio. Like that's 30 seconds. Come on now. That's not really.
Isn't high intense.
It's high intensity.
Come on.
High intense.
It's not about the time. It's about the intensity, Mike. Come on.
Yeah. You're gonna sweat.
I tested it out though. Like, all right, can I still run around the base pass on a baseball field pretty quick? Hell yeah, without running out of breath. So I don't even know how I can do that still without huffing and puffing. Play some basketball. I can still play against those 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds that are coming out there. I mean, so like I said, cardio is going to be my foreseeable future for this summer shreds.
There we go. I like that. Any tips here?
I got slightly visible forehead lines. I'm 18. What should I do? Okay. Well, with this, you're going to want to look at something for the forehead lines. Now, obviously, listen, Botox is there. If you don't want to do Botox, you should really start looking at maybe GHKCU. That's great for like resurfacing, remodeling the skin, especially in the forehead if you want to do that there. Some sort of skin care, maybe that will help with the lines too as well. Aphrodite serum is what we have. It's super, super filled with all these great things from NAD, vitamin C, GHKCU, and a couple other ingredients. But that's going to be a good one. At 18 years old, listen, if you're having visible forehead lines, there might be an issue, right? I would definitely blood test too. This is something that goes along with IGF-1 and growth hormone levels. If those are deficient, you will age faster. So, if you're smoking or doing anything like that, that's causing you to age quicker. Alcohol.
Drinking. Yeah.
I mean, these things can definitely cause that too as well.
I wonder if it has something to do with the genetics too.
Could be genetics, but that will go right along with some of the IGF-1 scores. I mean, yeah, of course, if your dad looks like, Dick Tracy, one of those villains in Dick Tracy where they had, the foreheads. Of course.
Wow.
Come on.
Not one person
Well,
out here
old
got
school,
that except
bro.
me.
So, the other thing I would say with like forehead or even face and stuff like that is how you're sleeping on a pillow.
Silk pillow.
That
Nice.
could be another thing. Yeah, silk or satin is the best way to sleep.
Mhm.
Because that can cause some aging in the face too as well, or different some lines where you
Yeah.
don't want them.
There we go. I'd just say stop stressing so much, kiddo. 18.
Yeah,
Yeah. 18 already stressing.
18,
Already
yeah,
stressing,
for sure.
man.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
Collagen
here.
peptides.
Let's finish out a couple
Yeah.
more.
Collagen peptides. So collagen peptides, GHKCU is a great collagen peptide. Proline's a good collagen peptide, or that's an amino acid, I guess. These are some really, really good ones. I mean, at that point, collagen is super important to the body for so many different things, obviously with skin health and all that. So, I would do GHKCU or Aphrodite serum, which has that in it too as well, or even Hercules Potion that has proline in it.
All right, here's a good one for both of you guys.
Serious question. Abs have been my hardest to grow. Tips. All right. So for this, right, they say abs are made in the kitchen. There's
Yes.
truth to that. You have to be lean to be able to see abs. But the other thing is that you got to work out a muscle to get muscle. So if you're not working out your abs, you should probably start, doing some core work. At that point, you'll start showing through. I know guys that they're overweight but can still flex abs, if that makes any sense. They've got a belly over abs, but if they flex it out and they vacuum it in, then you can see abs. So my biggest thing would be get your nutrition on point, train your abs, and at that point, you should start seeing them. If you get the leaner you get, the better off you're going to get them. I mean,
That is true. That is true.
On the hair,
He just
We got one?
he just had to show off. Like that
hair,
is
I don't know.
ridiculous.
Sides, not too good, but they're there.
You do
Mine's are slowly popping through.
Slowly popping through.
Slowly but surely.
Stop.
All right, we got a good one for you guys to finish out today.
All right. What do you guys think about test boosters and GH boosters from places like GNC? Straight garbage. Save your money. Go buy something else that's going to bring you pleasure if you want to buy these things. These things are not going to help you out, I promise you. If these things worked, there would be no Titan Medical Center. You can go to GNC and be like, hey, I need to boost my test. I had a 200 on my score. These things are going to take, oh man, I'm optimal now. No, it's not going to happen like that. GH, guaranteed, you're not going to get a boost. Now, what I've seen from people that take test boosters and come in and blood test, because I've had people be like, hey, I'm on this test booster. I just signed up for blood. Should I stop it before the blood test? Or do you think it's going to mess with it? I'm like, you know what? Keep taking it. I want to see what it comes back as. Like, truly, like I do. I want to see, like, is this, you know what? Because if maybe there's something out there that's unfound and somebody put in a supplement and maybe this is the answer. So at that point, I never see anybody come back with high testosterone levels. What I do see is I see a rebound effect and I see estrogen block or estrogen coming up. And at that point, them having issues. So GH boosters, I've never seen an IGF-1 level or growth hormone ever boosted from a GH booster.
I never
Renee,
never
any
took it.
insight on that?
Honestly, I never taken it, so I wouldn't be able to like I don't believe in that stuff. I mean, like I said, like John was saying, it's like as far as my blood test, I took it with Titan Medical.
Yep.
So John was able to help me with everything that I need, but as far as GNC and stuff, it's like the only thing I probably get at GNC is like probably protein powder, but that's just about it.
Yeah.
Titan.
Come here, buddy. You remember
Titan?
wrestling?
Yeah,
Leave me
yeah.
alone.
Titan, he beat my butt.
Very well.
So here's for anybody out there. Let's say you believe or you want to prove yourself right or wrong. My recommendation is go get your test boosters. Get your GH boosters. Do it for 12 weeks. Get your blood tested. Do it without. Get your blood
Definitely.
tested
Get a
again.
baseline. Do
Get
it,
a baseline, right?
Start it and blood test.
There's nothing wrong with taking 3 months to do that. Go test it. And then you yourself will not need to ask these questions and you'll be able to go, hey, and I think this is on anything, your nutrition. I believe you should be this way. Okay, great. In the next 12 weeks, you're going to decide if that was right or you just put yourself under the bus. Same thing here. Take your 3 months. Feel free to do your thing and then go back over, get blood test by Titan Medical. And then you'll be able to go, okay, it did something, it did nothing.
Yep.
But what's the next step? And then the full circle here would be this. If you want to look like Renee, you want to look like Johnny, go get your blood work done. See where you're at. See if Titan Medical can optimize your health. See if you can get shoulders like this. Oh, you're not going to pop it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we should have asked Titan the ab question. Titan's got abs. He had abs at 5 years old.
That's ridiculous.
It beats me out.
Like,
I don't know. Did you have abs at 5 years old, Mike? Titan, you had abs at 5. These guys are really jealous out here.
Well, come on, hit the
I'm
shot.
not sick. Come on.
Oh, all right. See, he's 6 now. You can start drinking and driving. You're a knucklehead.
I love it. I love
Are you
it.
ready?
Yeah, you should.
All right. We are out here, everybody.
All right,
but I
guys.
wanted to say thank you so much for jumping on today, Johnny. And Renee, a
Appreciate
special
it.
guest.
Yeah.
thank you.
Glad you came in here.
Thank
Go
you.
for
I
Say
all
was-
bye.
of
Like,
Yeah.
get in here.
Right?
I called in and called out.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. One question before we go. You got your blood work done just recently
Yes.
from Titan Medical. And it came back, from what I understand, great. But at least, did that give you some kind of comfort to at least know, because you've never had blood work before that? Because I know that was one thing that me and Johnny talked about. It's like, you were getting ready for a show, never did any blood work before that. And we're like, as a trainer, I would say, I'm just curious because you're past 30, 35 to see what that looks like. What did it do for
Yeah.
you knowing the after effect?
I'm actually very fortunate, thank God for, John like convincing me, because I never really truly thought about it. And especially like since I'm, doing wrestling stuff, of course we had to take blood, like, make sure that we don't have anything like HIV or anything like that. But as far as in depth as with my health, I never really thought about it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and check to see what's really going on with me. So because of John, he was able to sit down with me, break down like, what I could fix, what I couldn't fix. As far as like my cortisol level and stuff.
She didn't have a lot to
Yeah.
fix. She didn't have a lot to fix.
Yeah. I'm healthy.
Yeah.
I'm healthy. But other than that, like I just never really thought about it. It was just not a thought. But now, like, since I'm new into the fitness realm and like doing my first bikini show and then, working with John and
That's
stuff, I was
right.
like, I'm learning. I'm still a baby, but I'm still learning.
Just to learn. I mean, listen, at 39 years old, she's killing people on blood tests, and obviously the way she looks too as well. I mean,
I think the one cool, something that I don't think people realize is, at least and this is the other reality of it is, and it's for me, when I'm feeling tired and when I'm feeling like I need some energy, it's me. The blood work is fine. I've seen the blood work. I know that, hey, get your ass up, get a stronger mindset. Let's get going, kind of an attitude. And I know that's something that maybe not everybody here understands, but it's for us that are trying to really live life to the fullest. At least we know where our numbers are. We know that we're functioning at the optimal level. And that's the ultimate goal right there is to make sure that we're doing it the best we possibly can. And if we are feeling like lazy, it's us mentally, not physically.
Yep. So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Cannot believe she's over 35.
All right. See? That's right. I'm defying age.
Yeah, right. I'm 1986. I was born in 1986, people.
Oh, wow. I'm 81.
Nice. It was a good year. And let me tell you about 1986. I was 63. I just got back from Nam. You guys go enjoy, man. Have a great day today. And thanks for hanging out.
Appreciate it, guys. Much love. Later,
Thanks,
Titan.
guys.
You enjoy spring break, buddy.
Give him some. We're going to the beach.
Oh, we're going to beach.
What's up, ladies?
Woo!
What's up, ladies?
Woo!
Oh, all right.
He's like, yeah.
See you
We're
guys.
going to the beach.
Yeah,
I'll bring the girls with bikinis. Let's go.
we're going to do some.
What?
Oh!
Oh, well, thanks for hanging out today, everybody. We had a blast.
Today
What do you think?
we're going to see you next time, and we'll see you later. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Like and subscribe If you love my channel,
Like and subscribe.
if you love my channel,
What's your website?
enter in www.titan.com. No, www.o'hearn.com. And you know, it's after 4 next. It's for after today. You know,
Knuckle.
it is Knuckle 4. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.